Louis, the supreme champion, the #1 last year, Cendrillon from Quebec, from Canada. It was your cheese. I mean, what did it feel like, and what was the manifestation on the business?
It's been a really great manifestation all year round. It first started in Europe after we won the prize last year. I've been interviewed in France by radios and TV, and they were saying, you're making cheeses in Canada and you're making goat cheeses, so they were surprised. I have to say then, the good part of it, it's on our side, it gave us the recognition of goat cheeses in North America. Now you can buy it everywhere in the United States and Canada, and it's really well-known cheeses. It's been very good for it, so we're really proud of that price.
And how long was it before you could catch up with demand?
We had problem at the beginning, of course, because it's cheeses made by hand, and we used to sell about 80 cases a week, and now we're over like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of that cases. So we hired a lot of people. They were happy in the area, and it's now, I should say, in Canada, you ask like everywhere in a cheese shop or in the supermarket, people knows it. People say, you say Cendrillon, and it's good for the goat cheese because some people are very scared to eat goat cheeses if they don't know it. They think it's too strong or it tastes like, the wool or whatever. But with this, it's like people discover, taste the cheese, wow, this is good. And then you tell them, and you know it's goat. Well, that's his goat cheese. So that's why it's really helpful for the goat cheese business. For the people now, it's the world cheese's name has the best contest in the world, and you can get, we won other prizes in other contests. But this is like, for that one, is the top one in the world. So that's what everybody, it's very like, for all the staff, it's very like crazy about it.
This is the Super Gold table. I'm just going to have a little peep before the judges get at them. There's a bit of everything. You can see that's probably one of the Swiss hard cheeses. Looks Dutch. This one, it could be smoked. It could have paprika on the outside. Could be both. That reminds me of some of the Spanish islands. But this, look at this. It has to be a gorgonzola. So gorgeous. And I tell you, if you weren't looking, my finger would be straight in there. That's spectacular. This year there's a lot more of cheeses with this sort of pattern on the outside. I know that's sheep, those are goat's cheeses, and this is the sort of thing you see particularly in the Balearic Islands or down in the Canary Islands. That's probably where they come from. So interesting blues, interesting softs. Look at this one. Even though it's as deep as that, the texture's even all the way through with a camembert type brie mold. I bet that's spectacular, but I have no idea where it comes from. You know, there's cheeses from so many countries this year. A really squishy, wonderful, that's definitely raw milk. I can smell it from here. Great Swiss cheese, another Italian soft blue, and something I've never seen before, and I'm longing to see how it does, is this amazing blue here with what looks like, well, melted chocolate on the outside. You make up your mind. I better get out of the way.
So we're down to our final 45 Super Golds, and our judging panel of 14, the Supreme panel. Each of them is going to champion one cheese each, and one of those is going to be the Supreme champion.
And that's another amazing feature of this year's World Cheese Awards, the biggest cheese board you've ever seen. In fact, they're hoping to be in the Guinness Book of Records. So, the last 14 Super Golds have been chosen. They've been taken over to the British Theatre, where the judges are now going to choose the Supreme Champion. So, it's over to Nigel.
Now, Sarah, it's down to you. Number one, your cheese is up first. So what it is about it that you liked?
It's a goat's cheese. It's a Pullini style goat's cheese. The reason I chose it is Well, first of all, the texture is really compact and dense texture, which is classic of that style of cheese, which I think is perfect. And then the flavors, it sort of keeps coming. The first flavors are sort of herby, thymy, and then it continues on, and it actually finishes on a lovely peppery, piquant finish, which to me is just how it should be.
This is our second cheese, which is being championed by Bill Knott, chef, writer, thoroughly good egg, very big up Maduro.
This one is a very full fat washed rind cheese, presumably cow's milk, and it's lovely. It's full fat, but it's got enough of that sort of tang of the farmyard about it to give it a bit of balance and stop it being cloying. I thought it was delicious.
Oh, it's for Turnbull.
Hi, this is a beautiful, I do actually know this cheese. It's about the size of a dinner plate. It's an English used soft cheese, a camembert style. It's absolutely gorgeous. With used milk, you're going to get a softer flavor, but all those sweet notes, the floralness, the flowers come through. And if you taste alongside a heavy cheese, you won't get it. But if you have it on its own, it's just stunning. It's one of my all-time favorite cheeses.
The next cheese is Kathy's.
The next cheese we're going to be tasting was a beautifully rinded, soft ripened cheese. It had very nice complexity, very creamy on the palate, a cheese that kept going in your mouth, and it's quite delightful, and I hope everyone enjoys it.
So why do you love this cheese, Amnon?
It's a nice wash rind cheese, which is a nice introduction to a mass market without being aggressive. It's got quite a long flavor, and I think it would appeal to newcomers to the cheese business.
Mr. Boo, if you'd like to tell us why you think you like that.
First of all, I like this style. It's made very artisan style.
組織が非常に滑らかです。
The very smooth texture.
塩分がすごくこのチーズだけでは塩分がちょっとしょっぱいかもしれないんですけど、パンとバランスがいい。
You may feel a bit of saltiness in it, but I think this saltiness gives very good accent to this cheese, so it will be very good matching with bread. The balance is very well balanced, and it has got the taste of umami of sheep milk.
Oh, Cobus.
You see, that's an artisan. That cheese was made by an artisan. And when that cheese was made, the maker never dreamed that it would be one of the 14, 15 best cheeses in the world. Okay? Now, that's a hard cheese. Beautiful balance between the acidity and the salt. Because it's a hard cheese, it's excellent as a table cheese. You can cook with it. You can put it on food. It is a very good all-round cheese.
Hi, everybody. This is Spanish cheese from the Mancha area. In this area, it would be like a sheep milk cheese, but I think this is a mix of milk. So the taste of it is just perfect, well balanced. It's like a symphony in your mouth because you got the rich taste of the sheep milk cheese plus the best aging you can have for that cheese. I think it's 6 months old, but it's very something unusual, doesn't burn your mouth, and it's very appetizing.
This is a Gruyere. I think it's the best one of those I tasted today. Amazing pasture, an amazing climate, amazing cow, amazing unbroken tradition of cheese making stretching back hundreds of years. So, you know, when it's having its day, Gruyere is pretty hard to beat. I thought this was a good one. It's the one I wanted to take home the most. That's why I picked it. It was a big lump.
Here comes Milan's favourite love child.
Thank you very much. Well, this morning I tried a lot of Italian cheeses, and I was angry because no one of them was extra and could have a note or a specific note, and so I found this made by a small producer, which I agreed, and I chose this kind of cheese. Thank you very much.
This is sharp, this is mature, but at the same time it's very well balanced. The taste arrives very soon to your mouth, but it's very long flavor in the aftertaste as well. And it, again, it has the nutty nuts that I really appreciate very much in the cheese. So I really love it.
Owen.
It's a beautiful cheese. It's a small blue-veined cheese. You've got the piquancy of the blue mold and the white of the cheese itself. They're perfectly balanced. It's really a lovely cheese. It lingers on the palate. very balanced. It's one of the best cheese I've seen for a long time.
It's good to be tail gunner, to be at the end of the parade. You've tried all the wonderful cheeses we've had already, and this is even better. Unusually, I like Stiltons that are big Stiltons. I think they're better big Stiltons than little ones, but this is a little tiny one. And it's really good. It's very creamy. It's got a good salt level. The bluing goes all the way through it. It's got a beautiful blue to it. That goes all the way through. There's no big white patches. There's no big clumpy bits of blue that stick in your teeth. I like this considerably.
What I really liked about this cheese is that it's a very good camembert to start with. And then normally you use Calvados to mask a bad cheese, but in this case it was a good camembert, and then the balance with the Calvados made it really, truly unique. It is rare that we get such good camembert, especially on my side of the world, where we cannot have raw milk cheeses. But I'm very happy that I was able to taste this and bring it over to the Supreme Panel to be judged.
Cometh the hour, cometh the man. So we're going to do this in reverse order. So in joint, third place.
Ladies and gentlemen, in third place with 51 points is the cheese that has already won the World Championship 3 times in 1992, 2002 and 1995. The Gruyere Premier Cru from Von Mullenen, third place in the world. Right. Joint.
As championed by Alex James, so well done.
But it was joint with, yet again, the Canadians proving they can make exquisite cheeses. Sauvagine from Canada, jointly on 51. Second, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in a long while, the Brits have done it. With 53 points, it was a blue cheese, the Swaledale cheese from the north, well, your neck of the woods, isn't it?
Yeah, Northern boys. It's from Yorkshire, Swaledale, and Swaledale cheese blue as championed by Charlie Campion.
The moment we've waited for, 55 points. There were just 2 points in it, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the judging. And Arwen supported it, so you know which one it is, Arwen. And I'm delighted to say that we have, for the first time in 10 years, got a British winner of the World Cheese Awards. It's Cornish Blue from Philip Stanfield. Where are you, Philip? Come on! Come on up here.
Here he goes. This is an amazing Phil Stansfield from Cheshire, from a dairy farm. And rugby player, of course, for Lancashire and Sale and all the stuff, but more importantly now, a great cheese maker. I know how much this will mean to him. Phil, come up here, big fella, and congratulations. You've had some gongs in your time, you've had champions, but absolutely, when did you set the business up?
2001.
2001, and originally the idea was just really, it was producing milk. You weren't thinking about making cheese.
No, we were just dairy farmers having a hard time, so we decided to try and make a bit of cheese.
And how does it feel? This is some panel, this is some process. Nearly 2,632 cheeses. This must be, for a big lad who doesn't normally show it, how are you feeling at the moment?
I've been to some big occasions in my time, but this is probably the worst. I'm shaking like a leaf.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, Phil Stansfield, Cornish Blue, the Supreme Champion 2010. Absolutely brilliant. Bringing it home for Britain, but also what is absolutely paramount is that we've had great cheeses from around the world, and we've had a stellar lineup of judges. I really must thank you all. You've been brilliant.
Well, what a fantastic result, as usual.
Yeah, what a great day, and some marvellous cheeses, and again, the quality of judging right up there. This has been very special for the world of cheese.
Absolutely, that's why it's called the World Cheese Awards. Now, that's it from the NEC Birmingham for the World Cheese Awards 2010. What about next year? What do you reckon?
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. There's a good possibility we might well go overseas. Where? I don't know. All I can say is...
perhaps au revoir?
Perhaps au revoir.
Who knows?